The university alumni and faculty, but some don't want it. How is the media covering this controversy? Liz Trotta, author, journalist, and Fox News contributor, joins us as she does every Sunday at this time with her commentary. Good morning, Liz.
Good morning, Eric.
So what's this about?
Well, the story begins with its chief character, Martin Peretz, who is the editor of the New Republic, hardly a conservative magazine. Mr. Peretz is known as a liberal. And so it's really quite amazing now that we see he's come under vicious and ferocious attack from his liberal friends in the media. Now, why? Well, Mr. Peretz on September 4th posted a blog in which he said the following. So I'll read you what he said. Why do not Muslims raise their voices against these at once planned and random killings all over the Islamic world? This world went into hysteria some months ago when the Mossad took out the Hamas, head of its own Murder, Inc. But frankly, Muslim life is cheap, most notably to Muslims. And among those Muslims, led by the Imam Rauf, that's the Imam who wants to build the mosque, there is hardly one who has raised a fuss about the routine and random bloodshed that defines their brotherhood. So yes, I wonder whether I need to honor these people and pretend that they are worthy of the privileges of the First Amendment, which I have in my gut the sense that they will abuse. So that really caused a furor, and leading the pack of people who went after Peretz was Nicholas Kristof from the New York Times, who was a columnist and a very liberal one. And he has really pushed him into a corner, and Peretz finally was forced to say, I think out of survival, that he withdrew the comments about they don't deserve constitutional rights. This was all, by the way, revolving around an event that is supposed to take place on September 25th, and that is that Martin Peretz is to be honored by Harvard because of his work, and the Social Studies Department is having its 75th anniversary. So they want to set up a research fund in Peretz's name. So now everybody on the left is calling for, including the Harvard Crimson, is saying, oh, well, rename the fund. We can't give it to him. Open condemnation of his remarks. Harvard, and thank God they kept their head, has said, no, we will go ahead with the ceremony as planned. So, of course, this further enraged Nick Kristof of the Times. And so this morning, he's now made it a big issue of Islamophobia. This is all part of a wave of hatred towards Muslims, says Mr. Mr. Kristof. And he says, message to Muslims, I'm sorry. Well, he says I'm sorry 5 times. Even going as far back as World War II and the Japanese internment camps. And it's very odd because Mr. Kristof was born in 1959, well after World War II and the Korean War. Well, I was around, Mr. Kristof, for World War II, and I must tell you, there isn't anybody I remember who was against putting Japanese into internment camps, not after Pearl Harbor. So why don't we stow that cliche away for a while?
Well, as others are saying, of course, they're harshly criticizing what he said. You got Jim Follows in The Atlantic, quote, the people indulging in this kind of group bias speech deserve to be called out. But at the same time, Harvard, which calls the comments distressing, says that a central mission of university is to protect and affirm free speech. So how do you think this debate will pan out?
Well, the problem is, it's, again, which ox is gored, and everybody's claiming free speech on a different side of the barricades. But if anybody is stoking Islamophobia in this country, it's Nicholas Kristof, who is abject in his defense of Muslims everywhere, and seems to think that anybody who even mentions 9/11 in connection with an Islamic attack just simply has it wrong. So how do I think it'll play out? I think they'll continue to beat the drums, but and I think the left will continue to foster this outrage.
And finally, as it stands now, he will be getting his honor?
I think so. I mean, this is wonderful for not only for Mr. Peretz, but it's wonderful for Harvard. But you can never underestimate the tyranny of the left. They just want to get in there and cancel everything because you don't conform to their views. So all these great liberal writers like Mr. Kristof are just right in there showing their true colors, which is to basically say that we're the ones who have the wisdom on this.
We're out of time. Liz, thank you.
Bye-bye.